The training camp is open to the public from 1 until 5. The doors will open at noon. Single game tickets for the remainder of the season go on sale at noon tomorrow. You can buy the tickets at the Ford Box Office Center, the Scott Trade Center. You can go to stlouisblues.com, or you can call 314-622-BLUE. 622-BLUE. All kinds of ticket plans are available, full season, partial ticket plans, groups, suites, all on sale now. All on sale now. Don't forget the first game is Sunday, 5:30 St. Louis time. Then Monday it's 7:30 in Dallas. Thursday, 7 o'clock is the first home game against Columbus. So some preseason games coming up. Then the opening of the National Hockey League's regular season. And there are high expectations and high hopes for the Blues this year. Kevin Slayton with you on 590 The Man. This is the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court. Of course, as always, you can weigh in at 314-399-8923. We're going to be talking with Chris Zimmerman, the Blues president and CEO, here in just a few moments. And we hope to have Doug Armstrong, the general manager, on as well. The Cardinals open a series against Cincinnati tonight after lucking out last night. Man, we apologize, by the way, for the technical difficulties with the wonderful internet getting set up here. We're also streaming live at TalkSTL.com, TalkSTL.com. But right here, we had some technical problems, and so we're up and at them. Cardinals shouldn't have even been in extra innings last night. If you're Milwaukee and you're Ron Renneke, how do you allow Reynolds to still be on your team today? Don't you release him at the end of the game last night? When you've got Kyle Loesch pitching a gem and an important game for the Brewers, certainly, and for the Cardinals because the Pirates are breathing down their necks. But for the Brewers to stay in the playoff hunt, wild card or otherwise, they had to have that game last night. And so you've got the lead in the bottom of the eighth inning, Kyle Loesch pitching a brilliant game. You've got one out, a ground ball to first with a runner on first, and the first baseman, Reynolds, is asleep and doesn't realize how many outs there are, and instead of throwing to second and return to first for an easy double play, he runs and tags first. And that led to the Cardinals scoring twice and tying the game in the bottom of the eighth. Then the Brewers have first and third one out in extra innings with Lucroy and Ramirez coming up. Lucroy strikes out when all the Brewers needed was a fly ball. This is why the Brewers don't get into the playoffs and why the Cardinals do. When your best player fails in a situation like that, you're not going to win. That game was over as soon as Lucroy struck out. It's probably over as soon as Reynolds screwed up. But Reynolds is inexcusable, and he needs to be gone. If I'm managing that team, I tell my GM he's gone. I'll never put him on the diamond again, so you might as well release him today. Inexcusable stuff. I mean, and then Matheny, what's he doing? Molina leads off the ninth inning with a double, and Matheny sends Burgess in to bunt with a runner at second and nobody out. Of course, Burgess fails to get the bunt down. The Cardinals don't score, and Matheny blames Burgess. Who bunts with a runner at second and nobody out? Only Matheny. He says that was the play. That's what Matheny said. That might be the play in Chesterfield in the Little Leagues, but it isn't the play anywhere else. Rams have to why would you have one of your players talking like that, talking trash basically against Missouri, whose defense I would imagine is now going to make certain he doesn't have a great day? I mean, the idiocracy never ceases to amaze me, and it just simply continues. Clayton Kershaw goes for his 20th win of the season tonight. Monday Night Football last night was a disaster for Tampa Bay and Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers spent over $145 million in free agency during the offseason, more than any other team in the league, and they are 0-3. Now, they had 4 defensive starters out last night, but that doesn't excuse a 56-14 pasting. Roger Goodell spoke for the first time in 9 or 10 days regarding the debacle that faces the NFL. And I don't know who performed worse, Goodell or the media. Now, you have all the bigwigs there. It's in New York. All the media people who should be asking the right questions. And lo and behold, someone did ask him finally, what did Ray Rice tell you when he came in to meet with you? And Goodell, trained by some politician, simply danced around it, saying finally some gibberish, and it was inconsistent with what we saw in the video. And no one there. No one there followed up by saying, what is inconsistent with what he said versus the video? One person, a female reporter, said that the police report said from the beginning that Ray Goodell saw that police report. She asked, what was there then that you needed to know? Again, gibberish, back talking, side talking, up and down, sideways talking, never answered the question, and no one followed up. And then we had someone from the Howard Stern show jump in and try to rush the stage. That was the most entertaining part of it. But again, Goodell spoke a lot and said nothing, except the same old talking points from the NFL PR hacks. We've got to get it right. Okay. We've got to get it right. And then, you know what? After we looked at our policy and thought our policy wasn't correct, we've got to get it right. And, we're moving on towards some recommendation, and we've got to get it right. And Ray Rice was inconsistent with what he told me when I met with him, and then that second video, and we've got to get it right. I mean, it was a joke. What you got wrong was your news conference today. Roger Goodell thinks that coming out and saying, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, was enough. It's not enough when the perception is that you've been lying. And unfortunately, the nation's media center, New York, couldn't muster up enough smarts to follow up one or two good questions that were asked. And when he danced around them and dodged them, there wasn't a follow-up. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Got a job to do. And coach a couple of years ago, Sean Payton, even though you didn't think he had anything specifically to do with it, you said ignorance isn't an excuse when you're in charge. And she asked him, again, it was a female reporter. The female reporters asked the only couple of good questions that were asked. She said, what's the difference between that and your situation? And, of course, then again, it was more gibberish, and we've got to get this right. No one followed up and said, you didn't answer the question. What's the difference between Sean Payton and ignorance is not an excuse and what you are doing? You got to follow up, folks. You can't let them get off the hook like that, but I know that most of the nation's media are in the NFL pockets. And so that's what you get. It wasn't surprising. How about Gary Pinkel, by the way, down at Mizzou? Did you hear his response to a simple reporter asking him a simple question about how Marcus Murphy injured his ankle, and Pinkel said, and how he thought there was a collision. What a jackwagon. I mean, who do you think you are? It's amazing. I don't know who these guys think they are, but they're really nobodies. Jimbo Fisher down at Florida State, dismissing people for saying he's too lenient on Jameis Winston for only suspending him for a half of one game for his sixth off-the-field event since he's been at Florida State a year and a half. He doesn't care what people think. He didn't sign the statement, by the way, with the suspension, which leads you to believe he's not on board with it. Now the NFL is going to begin awareness training for all personnel, including players. Awareness training of domestic abuse. Do you really need training to know what domestic abuse is? If you get physically violent with your girlfriend or wife, that's domestic abuse. If you knock her out with a punch, I think we all recognize what that is. If you bloody her lip and headbutt her and break her nose, we all know what that is. So I don't understand all of these. The touchy-feely people want awareness training. Let's have some awareness training so that we're all aware. Can everyone understand that when you headbutt your girlfriend and break her nose, here in our awareness training class, we're going to teach you that that's not okay. And if you go into the elevator with your girlfriend and you punch her so violently that you knock her unconscious, only here in awareness training are we going to make it clear to you that that's not okay either. When you throw your girlfriend on a couch full of loaded guns, we're here at awareness training to tell you that that's not okay. I know that none of you knew that before. If you happen to pull your girlfriend by the hair and throw her around the living room, that's not okay, and I know that you've never been told that before, so that's why we're here at awareness training. If you take your girlfriend and you throw her out of a fourth-floor window, here at awareness training, we're going to point out to you that that's not okay. So, class, have we all understood the awareness training message for the day? I mean, isn't it going to go something like that? What do they need to be aware of? They know it's wrong. And they should also know that if your girlfriend starts pounding on you, the best retaliation is not to pound her back, but to get the hell out of there. There's only one person going to jail in that exchange. And unless she cold cocks you and knocks a few teeth out, she isn't going to jail. Now, some women pack a wallop. But usually it's a mismatch when you're talking NFL football players versus a female. Physical encounter. It's not going to work, fellas. So I just gave you the social awareness class. I wonder if they pay me for that. You can only imagine what they're going to be paying these people, these social awareness trainers. I just gave them the crash course in 5 minutes, pointed out examples of what not to do. Sam is up on the Pabst Blue Ribbon Gateway Buick GMC Kings Court. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Doing great, Kevin. Carpe diem.
Carpe diem to you.
Hey, a couple things, Kevin. Last night, I was mainly watching the Cardinal game, but I flipped over to the Thursday night football game a little bit. And lo and behold, they were talking about Jake Matthews and how great of a job that he was doing for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, I happen to be watching that game at that very same time as well, and CBS had a nice graphic prepared, the Matthews family tree, and showed how several generations of Matthews men have excelled in both college football and the NFL football, the National Football League, and apparently CBS had that graphic, but the Rams, with all of the money they spend on scouting, didn't have that graphic, didn't have that information to not recognize that bloodlines in that family are very important, and so instead they took the road grader from Auburn who can't even crack the starting lineup instead of Jake Matthews, who is dominating at the left tackle spot, and they showed video from last night's game in the first quarter of him dominating the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and it's not just that game. I've listened to watched several other games, namely the opening game of the year, and they were talking about all the Seattle Seahawks draft choices. Who, I believe if you win the Super Bowl, you draft later than the Rams, who were a 500 team. But yet, they were talking left and right about their draft choices making impacts.
Well, first of all, the Rams were not a 500 team. They couldn't crack that coveted 500 mark. They were 7-9. Secondly, they had the best draft pick with one exception. Only Houston drafted earlier than the Rams. So the Rams had their pick of the litter unless they wanted Clowney, who happens to play a position the Rams are deep at. So the Rams essentially had the first overall pick. Thank you. We appreciate the call. We've got from 1 to 5 noon.
This is Andrew Grass of the Average Joe Sports Show on 590 The Man. If you're tired of waking up Sunday morning and listening to some old fart spouting when I was a kid stories, then listen to the Average Joe Sports Show on Sunday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. on 590 The Man and 590theman.com. Sports talk for the average Joe by the average Joe.
Divorce is a serious thing. To the extent that you can save your marriage, you should. No one knows that better than the attorneys at Cordell & Cordell.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
As many of you know, we represent men in domestic relations cases. And most of our clients are captive to a process they didn't choose. If they could have, they would have saved their marriage, but their wives told them they want out. Suddenly at issue are the assets they've been a lifetime accumulating. What's more important, their role in their children's lives. If you're confronted with a marriage you can't save, we hope that you'll consider Cordell & Cordell.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives, which includes protecting men's financial means to do so. Call the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's attorneys, a partner men can count on. 314-725-0000, 725 all zeros. Office is in St. Louis, St. Charles, Jefferson County, Edwardsville, Belleville, and Union by appointment only.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You've just been arrested for drunk driving. What do you do? A conviction for drunk driving may lead to jail time, a license suspension, heavy fines, and cancellation of your insurance. You have questions, and the lawyers at MLM Law Group have the answers. You need representation by lawyers dedicated to protecting your rights and your driving privileges. Call the lawyers at MLM Law Group at 314-888-5477 today, because there's no such thing as a minor DUI arrest under today's strict laws. Giving in and pleading guilty to a DUI is a decision many people later regret. Don't let a bad decision today affect your family, your career, and your finances tomorrow. Call the MLM Law Group, the official lawyers of 590 and 1380, at 314-888-5477, or visit them on the web at themlmlawgroup.com. If you've been arrested for a DUI, let them put their experience and dedication to work for you. Protect your rights and protect your license. Call the MLM Law Group today at 314-888-5477. That's 314-888-5477. Call today. The USO of Missouri brings you the Red, Rock, and Blue Benefit Concert Sunday, November 16th at the Pageant. Tickets on sale now while they last to see Scotty McCreery along with Danielle Bradbury, country's newest superstars and winner of Season 10's American Idol and The Voice's Season 4. Together, VIP, general admission, and balcony seats. Call Ticketmaster or the Pageant box office today. The Red, Rock, and Blue Concert to benefit the USO of Missouri with Scotty McCreery and Danielle Bradbury live at the Pageant Theater Sunday, November 16th.
Hello, gorgeous. Bare Minerals just won its 9th Glammy Award for Best Prestige Foundation. And to celebrate, we're offering risk-free trials of Bare Minerals makeup to all women nationwide. That's right. Every woman who calls right now can get a full-size, risk-free trial of Bare Minerals makeup, plus a free 5-piece makeup set. For yours, call 1-800-605-9625. This is an exclusive radio-only offer you don't want to miss. Bare Minerals Foundation gives you flawlessly beautiful coverage with a no-makeup feel, and it's clinically proven to promote clearer, healthier-looking skin. No wonder it's won 9 Glammys in a row, and now you can try Bare Minerals makeup for yourself. Call now to find out how you can participate in our nationwide risk-free trial and join the millions who've already tried Bare Minerals makeup and fallen in love with their skin again. Plus, we'll send you a free 5-piece makeup set, our gift to you. Hurry, don't miss this exclusive radio-only offer. 1-800-605-9625. 1-800-605-9625.
If there's one thing a man learns as he gets older, it's that you don't have to put up with stuff. If something's not quite right, you take care of it. So if you're feeling sluggish, experiencing lower sex drive, and decreased performance, you get Nugenix, a powerful formula with a clinically researched key ingredient to recharge a man's body and increases libido. Get a complimentary bottle now just by calling 1-800-929-9682. Thousands of guys all across the country are now enjoying more drive, an amped-up libido, and improved performance thanks to Nugenix. That's why Nugenix is now the #1 selling men's vitality product at GNC, winning GNC's Innovative Product of the Year in 2013. You don't have to put up with a tired, sluggish body in the gym or the bedroom. Feel like the best man you can be with a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix. Nugenix is available at GNC and Vitamin Shop, but you can only get your complimentary bottle by calling now. 1-800-929-9682. That's 1-800-929-9682.
In the sports world, a good offense starts with a good defense. The professionals at Lakeside Roofing believe in this same motto for your roof. Our full-time service department provides the defense to ensure that you get the most out of your roof system. A regular schedule of roof assessment and maintenance will ensure that your roof will hold up to harsh environment, particularly spring wind and hail, as well as the overall aging process. Included in the inspection is a personalized preventive maintenance program specific to your roof system. This defensive strategy can extend the life of your commercial or residential roof for many years. Choose the winning team of professionals at Lakeside Roofing. We're a family-owned business that has built a solid reputation for excellent service from the initial call to the completed job. Call us today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or visit us on the web at lakesideroofing.com. That's lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
Need team shirts? Need it fast? Need it easy? Need it right? For custom printed team